The Master's Mysteries. Tales of Magical Mastery. Episode 2. In the previous episode, Liao Feng killed the 9-yin spider and obtained the spider essence pill. As he was leaving the mountain, he noticed a girl walking in a strange manner, seemingly possessed. Curious, he followed her all the way to the town of King Liu Manor. Although the girl seemed unaware, she was drawn by some force and walked through the alley towards an impressive mansion. Liao Feng, in order to uncover the mastermind behind all this, remained hidden in the shadows, carefully observing. What? Ahoo! You said the mastermind revealed themselves. Squeak, squeak. Just as the girl mechanically walked up to the grand mansion's door, the large rat on Liao Feng's shoulder suddenly let out 2 squeaks. I want to see who it is exactly. Seeing the situation, Liao Feng didn't rush out, but continued to observe from behind the wall. True enough, he spotted a figure on top of the mansion's gate tower. Hey, finally, you've come. Liao Feng's night vision was excellent, and he could clearly see that the figure was a tattered old Taoist. As soon as he saw the girl approaching, the old Taoist's eyes brightened, and he immediately stood up. Let me, Tao Lord, wait for so long. Not bad. You're quite beautiful. After all this time, let me show you what I can do. The girl walked into the mansion's courtyard in a dull manner, while the old Taoist mumbled to himself and also stood up, not forgetting to adjust his pants with a lewd expression. So, he's a demon cultivator. Ahoo, take cover. Watch how I deal with this evil cultivator. Liao Feng was now infuriated. He despised those who used demonic arts under the guise of cultivation to harm others. He instructed Ahu to hide and reached for a ink jade flying pendant hanging from his waist. Summon your weapons. Liao Feng's skills were exceptional. With a movement of his shoulder, the stone in his hand flew like a lightning bolt with the wind. As for the old Taoist, he was no slouch either. He had just planned to jump down from the gate tower when he suddenly felt a gust of wind by his ear. Hastily turning his head, he saw a dark little object flying towards him. Smack! The flying stone was incredibly fast. Coupled with the old Taoist's mid-jump movement, he couldn't evade it in time. It struck him right on target. The old Taoist lost his balance instantly and fell from the gate tower without even having to jump, resulting in a not-so-light fall. Damn it! Who the hell is scheming against this Tao Lord? The infuriated old Taoist cursed loudly. However, one could tell that he had some skill sense. Aside from the large bump on his forehead, he wasn't seriously injured. Seeing the old Taoist being hit, Liao Feng swiftly rushed towards the mansion, leaping onto the gate tower. Demon cultivator, how dare you? As a cultivator, you dare to harm innocent women. After stabilizing himself on the gate tower, Liao Feng saw the despicable-looking old Taoist struggling to get up from the ground. Today, I'll let you taste the heavens and learn your lesson. The cycle of karma will not be lenient. Liao Feng didn't give the old Taoist a chance to catch his breath. He leaped into the air, delivering a powerful kick towards the old Taoist. Harming innocent women. Hey, wait a minute. The old Taoist didn't expect the young man's actions to be so swift. He barely comprehended the other's words when the kick landed right in front of him, causing him to hastily dodge backward. You misunderstood. But Liao Feng was too fast for the old Taoist to react. Before he could say anything, Liao Feng's knee struck him on the forehead. Misunderstood. With this strike, the old Taoist was sent flying 3 meters away, landing heavily on the ground. I saw it with my own eyes. Stop. Stop. You misunderstood. You dare to argue, you demon cultivator. Liao Feng was faster than the old Taoist, and before the latter could turn over, Liao Feng pressed his knee on top of him. What nonsense are you spouting? Look at that girl. Did she get touched by it? The old Taoist cried out in pain, and this statement finally clarified everything. He hurriedly asked Liao Feng to look up at the girl who had just entered the courtyard. "Look, look, it's that tree demon." Liao Feng raised his head and took a deep breath as he looked into the deep part of the courtyard. A chill ran through him, only to see the girl standing under a thick and large willow tree in the courtyard. At this moment, many vine-like tendrils were hanging down from the tree, tightly entangling the girl and pulling her towards the crown of the tree. What's the use of apologizing? Hurry up and save her. Oh, I see. I'm sorry then. Seeing this situation, Liao Feng finally realized that he had misunderstood the old Taoist. He quickly jumped down from the old Taoist's body and kept apologizing. "Master Tao, don't worry. Leave it to me." Actually, there was no need for the old Taoist to remind him. Liao Feng immediately pulled up the old Taoist and rushed towards the willow tree. "Stop. Who are you people?" But just as they had run a few steps, the two had to stop because suddenly many strong men rushed out of the courtyard. "Who are these intruders? How dare they trespass into my Zhang family?" It turned out that these two had fought back and forth several times, causing quite a commotion. It had already alerted the servants in this large mansion. At this moment, the servants surrounded the two with clubs in their hands. "Don't worry. The girl won't die. Step aside. There's a demon in your mansion, and we're here to save her." Liao Feng was eager to save the girl, so he quickly explained their purpose, hoping to persuade this group of people to step aside and not become their enemies. "Demon, I think it's the two of you. Look at your suspicious faces. Quickly hand over our young miss." At this moment, the girl had already been dragged into the crown of the tree, and the willow tree had returned to normal. No one believed their words. Instead, Liao Feng and the old Taoist were mistaken for demons. "Get lost. Who has a suspicious face? Who is the demon?" "You, kid, have implicated me." "Taoist, indeed. Looking at the scar on your face, you really don't seem like a good person." Hearing this, Liao Feng couldn't help but be furious. It seemed that he was being dragged down by the old Taoist with his creepy appearance. But unexpectedly, the old Taoist was the first to mock him. "If they are demons, we will recognize them as soon as we see them. Liu Mama, go and have a look." "Yes. Is it them?" At this moment, a well-dressed man walked out from behind the crowd. Listening to the servant's words, he was none other than the master of this mansion, Mr. Zhang. He gestured for an elderly lady with many wrinkles on her face to come over. "Let this old man take a look." "I say, old lady, can you still open your eyes?" "Who said I can't open my eyes? I can see everything clearly." This old lady seems to have encountered the so-called demons before. Now she walks unsteadily and approaches the two, taking a few glances. Suddenly, she shouts at Liao Feng, startling both of them. They are afraid of being blamed by this old lady with her blurry vision. It's really a confusing situation that cannot be explained even with 100 mouths. They are not. Fortunately, although this old lady is startled, she is not confused. "Who are you people? Those demons look much better than the two of you." Upon hearing the old lady's statement that the two individuals are not the ones they intended to capture, Mr. Zhang's expression slightly eased. However, he remained cold as he inquired about the identities of the two and their purpose for trespassing in the middle of the night. "There's a girl. That's why I came. This old Taoist." And then, "Step aside. Let this ordinary person speak." To be honest, it's not good to simply explain why they broke into someone's place in the middle of the night, especially when accompanied by an unknown old Taoist. Liao Feng was in a dilemma, but the old Taoist pushed him aside abruptly. "I am Chen Tuan, the transcendent being from Shanking immortal ancestor. Originally, I traveled to spread teachings and relieve the suffering of the world. But unexpectedly, as I passed by this place, I sensed overwhelming demonic energy causing harm to humanity. Thus, I took action to eliminate the demons and exterminate evil." Liao Feng never expected that the old Taoist would continue with a series of words, speaking so sincerely. As a celestial being, I observed the celestial phenomena and calculated that this evil creature originated from your mansion. It has caused numerous harm, so I have come to eradicate the demon. Well, the old Taoist lost his previous lewd appearance long ago. Now his voice was as loud as a bell, his words filled with compassion. His exaggerated mannerisms even had a hint of celestial grace. You ordinary mortals, bow down and welcome the esteemed Taoist. Taoist, bring the celestial days and assist me in performing magic. The act went too far, making it appear fake. Liu Feng understood that the old Taoist in front of him was an experienced wanderer in the martial world. His set of words was probably the same everywhere, and nobody would be foolish enough to believe them. I beg for forgiveness, Venerable Chen Tuan. For us ordinary people, we hope the immortal master will not be angry. Unexpectedly, what unfolded before Liu Feng exceeded his expectations. The scripted performance was unbelievably fake. Yet not only did these people believe it, they all kneeled down, showing utmost devotion. Venerable Master, there truly is a demon causing trouble in my house. Please, immortal Master, eradicate the demon. Upon hearing the earnest plea of Mr. Zhang, Liu Feng finally understood why they would genuinely believe it. It turns out that there really is a demon causing trouble in this household, and it has harmed people. The humble Taoist predicted this long ago and came here to eradicate the demon along with this young friend. Master Taoist, you don't need to bring me along. We are not acquainted. That old Taoist seemed eager to continue the act, making a gesture and singing loudly, pretending to be the heavenly sovereign. It can be considered as carrying on with the show. Madam, have you seen that demon? Yes, immortal master. Then please tell me in detail. Certainly. At this point, Liu Feng had nothing to say. Regardless of whether the old Taoist was deceiving people or not, with the cooperation of the household, dealing with the tree demon became much easier. It was 3 days ago, when the young lady was resting. As the old Taoist asked, the old lady's expression immediately turned serious. After coughing a couple of times, she began recounting a strange incident that occurred in the Zhang mansion 3 days ago. It turns out that the young lady of the Zhang household only had this old woman serving her. Due to her old age, the young lady never let her stay up at night and had her sleep in a separate room. But on that night 3 days ago, the old lady was suddenly awakened by a strange sound. The old lady got up and saw a man with green hair taking her young lady out of the house. Hey, to be able to see me, it seems your lifespan is nearing its end. The man had fair skin and was somewhat handsome, but his words were unpleasant. Meanwhile, the young lady from the household seemed completely unaware, following him blankly. Miss, where are you going? The man left with just a few words, taking the young lady with him. This terrified the old lady. The young lady venturing out with a man in the middle of the night could be a disastrous scandal if it got out. Miss, come back quickly. The old lady had difficulty moving, but when she managed to get up and chase after them, the man and the young lady were already far away. No matter how the old lady called out, Miss Zhang didn't respond. The old lady stumbled after them and saw them reach the large willow tree in the courtyard. Suddenly, a white smoke rose, and the man and the young lady disappeared. Immediately after, the white smoke formed into a grotesque face and lunged menacingly toward the old lady. The old lady, who had lived nearly 80 years, had never witnessed such a terrifying scene. She was so frightened that she gasped, and everything went black as she lost consciousness. Since that day, our young lady never returned. She must have been harmed by that demon. The old lady recounted what she had seen, trembling with fear. Both the old Taoist and Liu Feng realized that the old lady's time was indeed running out, just as the demon had claimed. It seems we'll have to make some effort. Who would have thought that this thing had already cultivated a human form? Both of them understood that since the willow tree demon had already taken human form, its cultivation was not shallow. Now that it had also lured several women, there must be some great conspiracy at play. Please, immortal master, you must save our family. We are willing to do anything you command. When the elder Zhang saw the old Taoist furrow his brow, he hurriedly knelt down and pleaded, "Exterminating demons and upholding justice is my duty. I will do my best, but you also need to prepare some items to assist me in subduing the demon." "Master Taoist, what should we prepare?" At this moment, the old Taoist's expression became resolute, showing a hint of chivalry. There was no way they would leave these two alone in this matter. "Please instruct us, immortal master. We will prepare a top-quality feast. The wine should come from Xinghua village, and we must have roasted chicken as part of the meal. But what should we prepare for capturing demons and dealing with monsters? What do we need? Well then, get ready." However, as the story continues, the true nature of this old Taoist swindler will be exposed.